Hey, English 11, Mr. Johnson here again. So we're going to go over some note-taking strategies and best practices today. If you followed along with Miss Arkland's video yesterday, I'm just going to pick up right where she left off and talk about what happens after you export those notes that you took yesterday and how to work with them and how to organize them using two different methods. So first of all, once you get those highlighted notes, what's going to happen is that generally speaking, it's exported as a Microsoft Word document into Google Drive. Not sure why. Here's how to work with that particular type of document. So in Google Drive, what you're going to want to do is open in another window so that you can see those notes. And then there's an additional step because it's still a Microsoft Word document. You can see over here that little W. That's what that means. And what you're going to do is you're going to open with Google Docs. And that's going to be the easiest way to be able to move your notes around, copy and paste from this document, and right off the bat, you will be able to reorganize these things in whatever way makes sense for the paper that you have envisioned. So once you've done that and you've opened this up, I am going to show you one way. First of all, this is Miss Arkland's way of organizing for a paper that she created as an example for migrant workers in the 1930s. Okay, so right off the bat, you're going to notice that she has left a note here that says that she's using the PQS labels, which according to her, she said that you used in 9th grade. I wasn't here when you were in 9th grade, so I don't know if that's true, but if you remember PQS notes, then this method might be easiest for you. It might make the most sense for your brain because you've already done it once. Basically, what she's done here, though, is she has organized the standard 5-paragraph essay in this way. So you got paragraph 1, introduction and thesis, and then you have paragraph 2, 3, and 4, and then 5 is your conclusion, right? And she has color-coded each of those paragraphs. She did this before going out and doing research. You can also do it afterwards. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're thinking in terms of colors. For you visual learners out there, this might make a little bit more sense. And it's just good practice because right off the bat, you can readily see which quotes from a given source might be associated with a given paragraph. So for example, for this source number 1 here, the migrant experience, right off the bat, you can see this first quote, that's going to be associated with paragraph 1, her introduction and thesis, because it's yellow, and yellow, right? And the same goes for the next 3 quotes. Those quotes are green, so they are associated with paragraph 2. And when she goes to actually write this thing, the process has been streamlined dramatically. So right off the bat, she can just visually see which quotes. She doesn't have to read them again. She just has to look at her page and go, which quotes do I want to pull in for paragraph 1 from source number 1, the migrant experience? Well, it's going to be this quote right here after World War I, right? If you have been highlighting with this idea in mind, then your notes will reflect that. So I have been highlighting these sort of random quotes just for the sake of an example on John F. Kennedy here with that idea in mind. Okay, so these 2 quotes, these are going to go in my introduction or my first body paragraph or whatever it's going to be. And then purple is going to be for my second body paragraph, green is for my third body paragraph, and at the bottom you can see that my bibliography is properly formatted in APA, so make sure that you make that change every time you save and you send to Google Docs or Google Drive. However, these are not organized yet, right? So what you're going to want to do then is organize those notes. Here's the way that I would recommend doing that. I would create an account. You can do this on a Google Doc too, it doesn't matter. But Evernote is just a really handy tool for doing this kind of process. And so what I would do is go to evernote.com and sign up for just the free tier. You don't need the premium features really, so free tier is going to do you just fine. And what I would do is go in, and then what I did here is just create a new note. And what's great about Evernote is that it has all of these templates. So if you ever want to take notes in class and you've got a computer, this is going to help you in college, by the way, big time. You can just create like lecture notes, or you can use the essay outline, which is what I've done here, or you can create a weekly planner. And honestly, if you download this app right now, there's a desktop version of it. There's also an iOS app, and there's just the web version of it too. That works just fine. You can just log in with your credentials and start taking notes using Evernote. It's just a really handy tool that helps to kind of alleviate a lot of the stress around organizing your notes and taking notes if you have a lot of different things to manage in your life. So for this particular essay outline, this is the way that I have chosen to set mine up, and most of this just comes straight out of the template. So you really don't have to do a whole lot of extra work to set this up. You just set up the template, and then you copy and paste your quotes or your topic headers in there, or you just start writing them right there. So for this example, I've used Miss Arkland's setup for each of her body paragraphs, and I've just copied and pasted historical context of the time period into my Evernote here, and you can see that it comes over pretty nicely. And what you've got is sort of a setup here for that's color coded as well, and you can highlight and you can change that color if you like to. So you can go in there and make it green, or you can switch it back to yellow the way I have it set up. And then once you have this kind of setup, what you can do is you can go into that document that was spit out that you've now opened as a Google document, and you can copy and paste those quotes in there, and you'll have kind of a rough outline of your paper. And this is a really easy way to organize your paper before you even have to write it. So then all you have to do is fill in with your own words, sort of an explanation and a scaffolding for these pieces of evidence, these quotes. And right off the bat, you can see that's going pretty well, right? So this is a really easy way to organize your notes, and I really recommend that you try one of these tools. What I don't recommend is just going out there and highlighting all of these notes and then looking up on Friday just before you have to submit, and then going, oh crap, I just have 5 different documents from 5 different days of research with all sorts of random quotes that are not color coded or set up in any which way. So what I'd like you to do is pick one of these 2 methods. Either create a Google Doc and create an essay outline with all of your quotes in it, or do this in Evernote, and we will talk about how to submit those on Friday. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and let me know if you have any questions about research.